Welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, where your daily dose of sparkle and shock is served with extra drama. I hope your day is brimming with good vibes and just enough curiosity to keep your heart racing, because what I'm about to share is the kind of news that flips timelines and sets fan groups on fire. Sit tight, breathe in, and prepare for that flutter you felt the first time a scene, a glance, a single line made you believe in television magic again. Because yes, today is one of those days. Today is about Baris Arduc and Elcin Sangu. And it's the kind of surprise that makes you feel like a wish whispered years ago suddenly found its way home. As the title already gave away, the frenzy building online is real, a brand new series is in motion, and the leads attached to it are none other than Baris Arduc and Elcin Sangu. You heard right. The duo that once turned prime time into a collective swoon is stepping back into the spotlight together. It almost feels like fate has been waiting patiently to arrange this meeting again, the kind of fateful loop that television seems to conjure when it knows the audience needs it most. If you followed them, loved them, analyzed every tilt of their smiles, or lived through their characters' highs and lows as if they were your own heartbeat, then this update is tailor-made for you. This is your moment. Drink it in. But before we plunge into the details and the electric speculation already pulsing through every fan space, do one small thing that keeps our community growing: subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, smash that red button, and ring the bell so you never miss a twist, a leak, a whispered hint. Believe me, what's coming is too delicious to risk missing. Your support keeps the lights on and the scoops flowing. Now, to the heart of the storm. The headline that detonated timelines in every language. Baris Arduc is anchoring a new series, and beside him, as radiant and provocative as ever, is Elcin Sangu. Imagine the set, imagine the first table read, imagine that moment when two professionals who once turned chemistry into a cultural event sit opposite each other and let the silence crackle. For those who carry the memory of Omer Plixi and Defn Topple like a little flame, this isn't just good news. It's a gift. An echo of a love story that defined an era, reimagined for a new chapter. Let's talk legacy for a second. Craving wasn't just a primetime hit, it was a phenomenon that crossed borders and languages, a series that made its way into daily rituals and weekend marathons, a romance whose rhythm felt new and timeless all at once. The way Baris and Elcin synced on screen felt effortless, but we all know that kind of ease is rare and hard-won. It's a spark audiences sense before they can explain it, a pull that keeps scenes alive long after the credits roll. And the possibility of watching that chemistry unfold again, not as a replay but as a reinvention, feels like a promise you can almost touch. Official details are sparse, as they always are in the teasing first phase of projects like this. Yet even hints can feel like full-course meals when the names are this big. Rumors swirling from reliable corners suggest the project may be backed by IAPM, a titan of the industry with a portfolio that includes smashes like Caraparas and Messasir. If that's the banner, then expect a machine that values craft, tight scripts, confident direction, visual elegance, and a budget built to let the story breathe, thrill, and glow. Add the natural magnetism of our leads to that equation, and you have the kind of recipe producers dream about and audiences devour. The speculation is wild and delicious. Is this a continuation of the universe that made Omer and Defn household names? The mere thought has fans sketching timelines in their minds, imagining what their lives would look like now. Or is this a fresh canvas, a completely new narrative where Baris and Elcin step into different skins and chase new stakes? Both possibilities have their own intoxicating pull. A continuation would give us a long-awaited reunion with characters who mattered, a chance to see love weather time, career storms, and life's inevitable shifts. A new story would let two matured artists build chemistry again from zero, richer and deeper than before, proving that what we saw back then was not a one-time lightning strike but the fusion of skill, instinct, and trust. Let's pause to honor their individual paths. Since the glory days of Craving, Baris Arduc has pushed himself into sharp-edged roles, showing a breadth that surprised even those who believed in him from day one. Projects like Kuzgun and Alparslan expanded his range, revealing a controlled intensity and an emotional undercurrent that makes even the quietest scenes feel volatile. That charisma isn't learned, it's honed. On the other side, Elcin Sangu has slipped in and out of genres with a dancer's ease, whether flirting with darkness in Immortals or grounding chaos with heart in Carpisma. Her ability to balance vulnerability and command gives her scenes a lingering pulse. Both of them return now not as a nostalgia play, but as grown actors with deeper instincts and steadier hands. And that's what makes this moment so electric. The story itself is still a secret, the character names locked in drafts and late-night emails, but the promise is already working its spell. Fans are imagining worlds. A stormy romantic drama that steals your breath, a sparkling comedy that lets them spar and smolder in equal measure, or that perfect hybrid where tenderness and tension trade places at unexpected turns. If I had to bet, I'd say Turkish television's current wins favor romance at the core, drama or comedy seasoning depending on the recipe, but never underestimate a creative team hungry to surprise. A thriller with a heart, a love story with jagged edges, a workplace arena loaded with power games and late-night confessions, who's to say? The unpredictability is part of the high. Meanwhile, social media has become a living barometer of longing. The names Baris and Elcin are everywhere, comments flooding in from every corner of the map, languages tripping over each other in excitement. People are sharing their favorite scenes, their first times watching, the nights they accidentally binged, the mornings they replayed a single exchange to start the day on the right note. There is an affection here that isn't ordinary, it's communal memory. And once a fandom remembers what it felt like to be in sync, you can feel the ground shift. Of course, the golden question hangs in the air: when do we get it? When do cameras start rolling? When does a first poster drop, a teaser, a single frame that tells us everything and nothing? No firm dates yet. The whisper is that pre-production is gathering speed, that writers' rooms are humming, that directors are mapping tone and tempo, that early fittings and tests are on the horizon. This is the part where patience is a virtue and curiosity becomes a sport. Stay close. We'll be watching every corridor where truth tends to slip out. For now, celebrate what is certain. Baris Arduc and Elcin Sangu are returning to the screen, together. That fact alone is enough to spark 1,000 conversations. While we wait, let's indulge in what made us fall the first time. Rewatch those Karalik-esque milestones. Do you remember their first kiss, the pause before it, the microsecond of hesitation that felt like the loudest silence in the world? Do you remember their ridiculous arguments that somehow felt like love letters written sideways? The misunderstandings that turned into confessions, the laughter that softened the blows? The nostalgia is not just sweet, it's connective tissue between what we were then and who we are now. But let's not mistake memory for repetition. Both have grown. Both have experimented, failed in brave ways, and succeeded in ways that raised the bar. This new project will not be a copy-paste of what worked before. It can't be. It shouldn't be. The beauty of reunion lies in evolution. So what kinds of characters do you see them playing this time? Two survivors with a complicated past? Colleagues whose rivalry amplifies desire? Strangers whose connection feels familiar before they know why? I want to hear what your hearts are writing. Tell us your theories and your wishes. Tell us what you want to feel when episode 1 fades to black. Part of what makes Turkish television irresistible is exactly this cycle of memory and invention. The industry knows how to harness longing without getting trapped by it. When the right actors meet the right script under the right roof, something alchemical happens. That's why the IAPM rumor matters. If the house behind Kara Perez and Mesa Sear is the house building this, then standards will be high and the ambition will be large. The stage will be set for big feelings and precise storytelling, for frames that linger just long enough and cuts that push your pulse. And somewhere in that machine, there will be two people who know how to find the quiet in the noise. Baris with that softened steel in his gaze. Elcin with that luminous edge, gentle and sharp at the same time. Together, they have a way of making chaos feel choreographed. It's craft, yes. It's also trust. Audiences sense it and hold on. As we look ahead, ask yourself what you want their reunion to say. Do you want the comfort of familiarity, or the thrill of surprise? Would you rather revisit Omer and Daphne in a story that imagines their present, or meet entirely new souls who collide under a different constellation? Either choice holds wonder. A continuation lets us witness love tested by time and life. A new story lets us fall again without the map, which can be the best kind of falling. Here at Turkish Spotlight Secrets, we'll be tracking every official note and every credible whisper. When a date surfaces, you'll hear it here. When a first-look image appears, we'll read it like scripture and savor the clues. When a trailer drops, we'll slow it down frame by frame to catch the tells in their eyes, the tone in the music, the texture of the world they're inviting us into. Until then, keep that bell on. This is one of those ride-or-die moments for a fandom, the kind that reminds you why you care. If you're smiling right now, if your chest feels a little lighter, if your timelines already look brighter, you're not alone. A reunion like this is a collective exhale. It's also a challenge extended to everyone involved, to honor what we loved without repeating it, to chase what's next without forgetting what was. My bet? They're ready. The team is ready. And so are we. We're nearing the end of today's scoop, but the conversation starts now. Drop your predictions below. Tell me what kind of mood you hope the series captures, what shades of humor or heartbreak you want them to explore, what ending you dare to imagine. And if this news made your day, show some love to the video. Likes power the algorithm, shares bring more voices to the table, and comments build the pulse we all ride together. Before I sign off, one last note for those who treasure context. Baris and Elcin left a mark because they played honesty with style. They respected their audience enough to deliver work that stood on its own, and they respected each other enough to build something bigger than either one could have made alone. That is why this return makes sense. This is not lightning striking the same place twice. This is a new storm, gathering heat, about to break. Thank you for spending this time with Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Keep your eyes open, your heart ready, and your notifications on. I have a feeling that the next time we meet here, we'll have something concrete to chew on, maybe a title, maybe a mood board, maybe the tiniest line of dialogue that sends us into orbit. Until then, hold on to the thrill of not knowing and the certainty that some stories are meant to find their way back. See you soon.